Let's just sit down.
And then, so Francis is playing. Tell us about Lost Sphear.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I guess kind of diving into it. So it's in the title as well, Lost Sphear. So it kind of alludes to two different things. So we touched upon this back in E3, where Lost is kind of like these lost phenomenon going on. So in the world, you have landmarks, you have places, just overall things just kind of disappearing, and no one really knows why. Sphere, on the other hand, you have the archaic way of spelling sphere, which kind of alludes to more of the moon itself.
Hold on.
Not spelled with E-R-E.
No.
There's an A in there.
Oh,
okay. See how they
I
spell
was
that?
confused for a
Yeah, there you
second.
go.
I've never spelt sphere. No,
Really? It's just one of those words you never had to spell before in your life.
No.
No, yeah, okay.
So,
So this is
So set this up for us, for people who don't know Lost Sphere.
this is a spiritual successor to I Am Setsuna.
actually, yeah. So I Am Setsuna was the spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. You know, most of a lot of fan favorites out there. Lost Sphere is the next title, independent from I Am Setsuna, from Tokyo RPG Factory. So it's a brand new story, brand new characters. Yeah, it is the next successor to I Am Setsuna.
Awesome. So it's coming out on the Switch. I heard. Very excited
Yes,
about that.
Nintendo Switch, PS4, and Steam.
Oh, Steam. Okay. No Vita love, but I understand that. You know, it was time for that thing to go.
I wouldn't say that, but I'm a more of a Switch guy myself.
I'm just messing with
I'm
Jake
not
Miller.
going to
Yeah.
say that.
I don't know.
I'm not going to lose my job today. So set this up. What are we looking at right now?
So very exciting. We have actual live gameplay of the battle system itself. So here we actually have a demo on the show floor here at GameStop Expo. So here we have the Death Rattler. So you have the full party already. So you have Van, who's on the right. He uses these weapons called bits. They're kind of like the laser shooting projectiles. You have Kanata, who is the main character. He uses more of melee. You have Shira, who uses a bow, and you have Lumina, who is Kanata's friend on the left, who utilizes more like knuckles and melee.
So it seems like there's kind of an active time battle style system going on. Is that what I'm seeing with the yellow coming up?
Yeah, so Lost Sphere, it's a culmination of all of everyone's fan favorite RPG elements, from the overworld to town exploration to even the turn-based battle system, as well as kind of the ATB battle system itself. So just kind of diving into that real quick, we have, as you see here, it's a little bit different from I Am Setsuna. So you have the yellow bar, yellow gauge kind of covering the faces. That's the actual ATB bar. Not to be confused with the blue circle you kind of see around Van and Kanata. Those, for each rotation, you have those blue orbs. So that particular element was adopted from Setsuna, which is known as the momentum system, where you're able to kind of execute and deal additional damage for each orb that you have.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about the story of this game.
Yeah, so the story is a little bit more mysterious, which kind of alludes back to the moon itself. So you have this omnipotent being, right, known as the moon. I'm not going to dive into names, but you have this strange phenomenon where Kanata kind of wakes up. You know, he's going about his normal day, and he kind of notices that things start disappearing around the world around him. So you have his ability to manifest things back into existence, known as memory. So the cool thing about this game is that you're able to bring whatever you back into existence, such as like you can bring back a windmill or fishing well, kind of crafting your own unique experience around the game.
Very cool. So how important is it to Square Enix to have the balance between the big AAA things like Final Fantasy 15, but then also pay tribute to the old school JRPGs that we all grew up with?
I would definitely say it's very, very important, only because you have a lot of the fans who do have an attraction towards like the original roots of the Square Enix brand, right? You have Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, those turn-based RPGs that you have a lot of fans be like, hey, like where do I get? I just want to play like a good old turn-based like RPG rather than like the more new age like fast-paced action type games. So this kind of slow things down a little bit, but we do have a new mixture in this game where we actually introduce vocal scenes. So not seen in this particular instance, but the next half of the battle, you'll see that they have these new armors known as vocal suits, which is a new element that we introduced in this game, which we kind of lightly touched upon and teased towards the end of E3.
So what are they?
Vocal suits are mechanized armors. So
Sweet.
Exactly. So you're about to see in the next like 2 seconds here.
I'll put them on for us.
Okay, good.
So
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep, we have stage
Oh,
two.
no.
Stage two.
Gyrations.
He's back.
Yeah, you think he's
Ladies and gentlemen, he got a shot of espresso in him, and he's ready to rock and roll for round two.
Gotta have that caffeine in you.
Yeah, he has the machine jitters. So yeah, diving into the vocal suits. So these are really awesome. So rather than just kind of having your characters go about kind of utilizing their basic skills, these suits are like I'm going to compare it to like the Iron Man suits. Like
Heck yeah.
they basically increase your DPS. You're also able to execute super cool abilities. So here, if you hit like kind of like the L1 button, as soon as you get to the next character, you're kind of able to kind of equip them in and out of battle. So in battle, not only do you have a higher DPS, but out of battle, you're able to basically zoom past mobs, get past obstacles, things along those lines.
So obviously, old school JRPG fans are going to love this, but do you think that this is a game that people that maybe haven't been familiar with the genre before can jump into?
Absolutely. It's very, very simple yet fun battle game to kind of get into. The story is not too difficult to understand, as well as the battle is really easy to kind of dive into and kind of just jump in and play. From the kind of taking a step back real quick, it kind of you have fans will be like, oh well, this is a normal turn-based RPG, but we introduced this new element to kind of I guess you kind of re-strategize on how you want to approach certain battles. So here you kind of already took care of like some mobs. You have two good bad guys on the left. You're able to reposition your characters in battle. Outside of traditional RPGs, where you're able to kind of hit multiple targets and kind of reposition.
Very cool. So what are some other differences between this and those classic?
Yeah, so the thing is, based on your position, that actually does kind of change the how the dynamic of the battle works. So here you have a boss who has different AoE attacks, kind of area effect type abilities where you'll hit most of your party. So it's kind of a smart thing to kind of move him towards different parts of the map. That way, you're able to, have him focus on one character rather than like your whole party.
So speaking of parties, so you got four people here. Are there other characters in the game that will join you?
So in the beginning of the game, you do start off with initial 2. This is actually kind of more of the later part of the game. You're actually more introduced to the rest of the party. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't think I touched upon Obaro. So Obaro, he's more like the major of the group. So if you just kind of whack him with the staff, it's not going to do anything. But he does have really cool special skill sets that he's able to kind of maximize damage through his spells.
Like this.
Exactly.
Playing.
Tim, I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Next Halloween, not this Halloween. 'Cause we need time. Next Halloween,
we're going
dressing
as
in
the
those
crew.
mechs.
I'm down.
No, I want to dress as those mechs.
Yeah,
characters.
I'm
yeah.
into it.
That'd be amazing.
Can I join too? I want to be in.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you guys can. Yeah, you guys are totally invited. I wouldn't have said it in front of you. I'm not like rude. I wouldn't have said it in front of you guys. Who want to come hang out. Tim, are you excited to have something else to play on the Switch?
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's
Always.
That
That's a
is
given.
a rude thing to say, Mr. Nick Scarpino. But no, of course, yeah, no, man. I think that the games like this are right at home there, right? Like, there's just something about these old school games that is fun to play on a handheld system, especially at home as well. It's like having that option is fantastic.
I mean, especially come around Christmas, because this game does launch on January 23rd, 2018 of next year, so it's right after Christmas.
Nice.
It's a perfect time to jump in. I know a lot of Switch players are really, really thirsty for like more content for the platform itself, so this is a really cool game to kind of pick up digitally on the Nintendo Store.
Very, very cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to let us know about this?
That's pretty much it. The cool thing is I know we also listen to our fans. For those that actually want kind of like the more physical box products, we actually do have this available exclusively physically on the Square Enix online store.
Oh, that's cool.
And we could pre-order now.
Very cool. So something about JRPGs that is very important to me is the soundtrack.
Oh,
Talk about the soundtrack
yes.
at all?
So the soundtrack, contrary to I Am Setsuna, which was more of a piano-based type music, this one you actually have more percussions in the soundtrack itself. So we have a special surprise coming around next week. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but
Okay.
I mean, you can if you want. Exclusive.
exclusive. So for all of our Tokyo RPG fans out there, just kind of stay tuned this week.
All right.
But touching upon the music,
Unbreakable.
It is,
These guys are unbreakable.
He
That
dodged
was
it.
my best.
He dodged you pretty good.
Get. I was like, I'm gonna get this one out of him.
Yeah.
The games journalist in me still lives, and he was like, you know what? No, man, I'm
Yeah.
unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Yeah.
nice try, but no cigar.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, the music is all unique. It's going to be brand new, and so next step up from the studio. So we have new percussions with the instruments, and you're going to hear a lot more of the more robust soundtrack.
Awesome. So obviously this is a boss fight. The more typical gameplay though, is it random encounters and all that?
So the random encounters is not specific in this game. It's actually you have more. You can actually see the enemies in the overworld. So you have more a seamless type experience. So
It's like a Final Fantasy 12 style.
Yes, exactly. So you have, which is out now on
Out now, Zodiac
Out
Age.
now.
PlayStation 4.
on PS4.
Good one.
Yeah, so this one you have a seamless battle system where you're able to kind of jump into any battle. But if you decide you want to avoid some mobs, just go ahead and equip that vocal suit. Just kind of zoom past them and just avoid them like the plague. But the enemies in this game, though, are similar to Ivan Sets. So you have kind of like the Pengi, you have also brand new enemies as well.